Hey everyone, it's me, Dirty Honey. So today we're going to be talking about something that's ultra mega powerful. This is the most powerful technique or thing that I've ever discovered or ever encountered in my life. And hopefully it will be something that you find beneficial too. I know it will, as a matter of fact. And so this was going to help to give you 100% control of your happiness and your life. So, first of all, subscribe to the channel. It's right down there somewhere. Okay, like the video. Right now, like it before you watch it. That's how it's done. Okay, subscribe to. Thank you. That's appreciated big time. Anyways, so, the thing that we're going to talk about today is going to basically unlock your ability to have complete control over your situation in any situation. This is something that's not difficult and something that you'll have access to all the time for free. So, I'm going to do a little bit of an explaining on this. I did take some notes because I wanted to follow a couple of steps to make sure it's understandable. And yes, I'm going to wear glasses because my notes are written in font size 12 or something like that. And this thing's like 18 inches away, so it's hard to read. Okay? So, I can see the back reflection. That's not cool. Anyways, so basically, this is not bullshit either. I wanted to make sure everybody knows this is not bullshit. This is something that you can do. It's something that's true, and just like everything I talk about is well, everything's not 100% true, but this is. So the first thing we want to talk about is human nature. Okay, human nature is we do everything we do to experience a feeling. And so, what does that mean? We do actions so that other people will react, and then that reaction that they have is going to give us a feeling that we were wanting out of our original action. For example, if we have some good news to deliver to someone, we'll anticipate that they'll have a happy reaction to this good news, which we anticipate to make us feel happy, and that we're going to feel happy because we participated in them feeling happy, and that makes us feel good. We know this, and so we want that action, reaction, feeling to happen. So if we had bad news to deliver to someone, we would anticipate their reaction being unhappy. This would also give us a predictable feeling. So knowing what feelings we tend to have to other people's reactions to different situations will teach us how to get the feelings we want out of social interaction. So when we do something, we typically know how it's going to make us feel, and that's why we do it. So this makes us do things that will make us feel what we want. This is a way that we currently use our everyday life to get feelings that are desirable out of a situation. And so feelings are very important to us. This is something that we basically live our life around so that we can feel good doing things, remembering things that felt good, thinking about things that are going to feel good, and enjoying things that are feeling good, and trying to set that up, that feel good stuff for later. And so feelings are a big deal. We do everything with the anticipation of feeling something that we're going to get from the actions before we make the action. So this indicates that we have some sort of control over our feelings. Okay, redundant, I don't know. But that's what it is. And so feelings, they're basically they're what drives us. They're what makes us do everything. And we have the ability to experience any feelings we have access to. The feelings are our feelings. They're my feelings, not someone else's feelings. When we're happy, we say, I'm happy. When we're sad, we say, I'm sad. When we, whatever we're experiencing, we say, I'm this or that. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. So you are the feeling that you're having. So feelings are big. They are you. You become the feeling for a time period that you're experiencing the feeling. You are the feeling. And the feeling is your experience at the time. It's nobody else's. The person in the next room isn't going to have that same feeling. Even the person right in front of you wouldn't be having the same feelings that you're having at any given time. And so the feeling is coming from you. It's your feeling. I'm not feeling it. No one else can. And nobody can control that feeling. I can't give you a cup of happiness. I'm going to turn my notes. I can't give you a cup of happiness and, it might be loud. Let's see. That's going to go across there. Sorry about that. Well, I could have done whatever. So I can't hand you a cup of happiness and you're just going to be happy. You're like, oh, thanks, happiness. Yeah, I'm happy. It doesn't work like that. It comes out of you. The feeling's in you, and you dig it up. Or I can give you a tool to help dig it up, like whatever that good news is that I delivered to you. And that's the tool that helps dig up your happy feeling that you didn't know was coming before I got there. So if we had a choice to feel whatever we wanted to feel at any given time, most likely we're going to feel happiness or peace or some form of peace and happiness. Those are the things that we strive to feel. Those are the feelings that we want. And so chances are we would want to feel peace or happy or a variance of peace and happiness. Okay, I just said that. I'm just reading my notes along with it. Make sure I'm up to date, up to speed. But life seems to have some sort of current, like a river, or a current or circumstances that make being happy all the time a difficult thing to do. It's not like we can just go into the cabinet and get a cup of happiness whenever we want it. It doesn't work like that. And happiness tends to just disintegrate. Once you have some of it, it doesn't last forever. You can't just be happy forever because you found some. It doesn't work like that either. It's not perpetual. And so life seems to have some sort of current difficulty. Okay, so it's important to realize that the world won't make you happy, nor know if you're happy or not. Okay, so the world isn't going to make you happy. It doesn't know you're happy. It doesn't give a shit if you're happy. And so the world isn't aware of or responsible for your happiness. That's something that's your own. And so you have to realize that the world won't make you happy nor know if you're happy or not. Happiness is something you experience with or without the world. Life goes on for everyone else without even acknowledging your happiness or sadness or discomfort or pleasure, whatever you're feeling, it's yours. You're feeling it. They're your feelings. There's something coming out of you or from or of you. You're unlocking them. No one else can do that, and no one can stop you from doing it. And so the world does not need your happiness either. The world isn't dependent upon you being happy, and it goes on with or without you. The world cannot make you happy, so don't expect it to. That's important. Don't expect the world to make you happy. Happiness is and peace, which I feel like is what happiness comes out of. Having peace is your responsibility. Having peace with yourself, peace. The world can't make you happy, so don't expect it to. Know that all the feelings you can ever experience are your feelings, and nobody else will feel them the same way you do. If you wait for the world or someone in it to make you happy, you will wait forever. the world isn't going to make you happy, and somebody else can't be held responsible for making you happy either, because that somebody else might go away, that somebody else isn't guaranteed to live forever. The world might hand circumstances out that change that person being in your life, and then happiness is yours again or not. It's always up to you. Your feelings are yours. So that's that. The next thing that we talk about is focus. Okay, focus is something that is so important. And what do I mean by focus? Is focusing, all forms of mind focus are good for you. They all produce some sort of benefit, like studying in school. It's focusing on that book or whatever knowledge you're trying to absorb. You end up, after everything's done, with a benefit of that knowledge and whatever it leads to. You end up with knowledge that enables you to access more knowledge as well. So other physical things like yoga, it is focus of mind connecting to body, and you end up with the benefit of that mind connection to body and more flexibility. And so that adds a benefit to you as a person. Working out, doing physical, whatever you do, requires focus and ends up with a benefit that you went in for. Whatever that benefit is that you're trying to get out of that is what you're going to get for that focus that you're doing. Sports, same thing. You do your sport, you get your focus on, and you enjoy that, and you get pleasure out of it, which is a benefit. But then you also have experience, skill, and everything that goes along with that. The healthy body, everything that goes along with that sport as a benefit as well from focus. Your job requires you to focus on something, and you get a benefit of money and or other benefits that come from that job. Martial arts, same thing, similar to sports. And another one that's very important that includes only mind is meditation. This is a focus that's extremely important, and not everyone does it. It's something that went over my head or under my feet, whatever, for a long, long time until I stumbled on it, really, and it's really powerful stuff. The benefits that come from meditation is focusing your mind. It only involves your mind, so it's mind focusing on mind, and you get mind understanding as a benefit, and that will open up greater use of your mind when you understand how it works a little better, or how to locate things within it a little better, similar to yoga, locating things in your body. When you're stretching in yoga, you need to locate that muscle with your mind and tell it to relax, and it relaxes and allows it to pull further, and so on and so forth. And that's how yoga works with meditation. It's all in your mind, no physical requirement. So although sometimes physical attributes or whatever help to access that meditation state, like focusing on physical things, or I don't know if they're considered physical, like sight or whatever. Light I use as a focus point. But we're going to talk about something else today. I want to get distracted. So focus is extremely important, and meditation is a very powerful form of focus that is 100% in your mind and uses no physical. So anyone can do it because we all have a mind, so it doesn't require any kind of physical requirement to do it, other than the benefit you get from having a healthy body, which your brain is part of, and that's the housing of your mind. You're going to have a more tuned mind if you have a healthy body. So I guess physical does have something to do with it, but it's not 100% exclusion. It's just going to give you a more powerful mind, I think, or an easier to use mind if it's a healthy one. So meditation gives your mind an understanding of itself. meditation typically involves something called a mantra, or it's popular in the meditation world. There's something called a mantra. Mantra is, I believe, a short phrase or a set of meaningful words that you repeat in your mind or out loud until you reach a meditative state. And to me personally, that always felt like forced. And I say always, but I probably tried it twice, and it just didn't work for me. It would just felt like I was forcing it, or it was cheesy or something. I don't know. It just didn't work. It feels forced, or like it takes too much. Oh, and that's the other thing. It takes too much uninterrupted peace and quiet for me to ever reach the meditative state using a mantra. So it didn't work in that sense either, and I just didn't attach to it, whatever. It just kind of felt artificial or something when I tried it, like I was trying to force it, and it just never worked. And so I didn't ever dive into it because that's how I thought meditation worked. I tried it out maybe a couple times. This isn't working for me. I don't know how to do it. It's fake, whatever. I don't know how that my brain processed that, but it didn't dive into it until my meditation started unintended, right, with a mirror focus tech that I call it, or mirror focus technique. And basically what it was is one day I got out of the shower, and I have these closet-sized mirrors, and I walked up to the mirror and got just like this close to it and touched my nose on the mirror basically, and then kind of just backed up just a little bit and just dead-eyed myself straight in the eye for like however long, 20 minutes or something. Didn't take 20 minutes to get to the state, but what happened was I dead-eyed myself that close until the reflection in the mirror in my mind became another person. And it just was like, whoa, what the fuck? Damn, that was weird. Like, holy crap. I had to back up, and it kind of got scary almost. Like, dude, I'm looking at this dude. Like, my reflection was somebody else for a minute, and it popped me into this weird ass crazy place. And I was like, whoa, I jumped out of it because it was a little uneasy at that first time, and I was like, damn, that was way too trippy, and I got back into it again. Let's do that again. That was what the fuck. So I did it again and worked into it, and to the point where I discovered that I was in meditation. Like, holy shit. And you basically, with that technique, I highly recommend this. Do it. You don't have to, the shower has nothing to do with it, but you go stand in front of a mirror, the bigger the better, and the closer you can get to it. And then get your face up to it, stare there for a little while until just dead-eyeing yourself, no blinking, and you can turn your reflection in your mind to the point where it feels like you're standing right there in front of another human. But it's you. And then once you get past that a little bit, but still can maintain that state, you can start asking, or all the answers, everything you think will just start flooding out of your own eyes. You can't lie to yourself, and all the truth is just forced to the outside of your brain, to your conscious, from your subconscious, everything that you truly believe in, your fears and your doubts and everything. I liken it or compare it to similar portions of a psychedelic experience, where in a psychedelic experience, similar portions of it are like that, where it's just you versus you, and there's no one there nothing to distract you from what's really in your mind. And you can access that portion of the psychedelic experience and meditative state through the mirror technique. And just ask yourself questions if they don't flood out. Think about something. Think about what you really believe. It'll come out. You can't deny it. The fact that you're lying to yourself all the time becomes noticeable when you stare yourself that and you get into that state. So for me, that was super powerful. That introduced me to how meditation works and what it is, and I was kind of hooked from there and did that for a while and still do it. And so then that was my first experience with meditation. The next thing that I did that kind of I stumbled into or whatever was was location in the universe. And so this was probably, well, at the time was the most powerful. First, it was the mirror thing, most powerful because it was the only one. Next was this experience that I had where I was driving down the freeway and I was meditating on, I don't know what I was using to meditate. What I was basically doing was trying a technique that was essentially me finding my mind's location in the universe, starting with my location on Earth, assuming everything most of us believe to be reality is reality. Okay, we're riding on that dimension, without getting all crazy. Don't break me down. And so expanding from the earth dimension or whatever, the universe, I would find myself in my mind in that location and try and expand out into space in a spherical expanse in my mind as far as my mind would take me out. And I was driving, dude, still driving, and it did it, and I did it a few times in this whole one experience, and it stretched out at one point so far in my mind where it was like, holy shit, it felt so real, and then everything just came fucking crashing back in, boof, and like just, I can't even explain it, but I envisioned or I felt or I experienced these three fucking rings on or in me. I don't know, dude, fucking super trippy, can't explain it. Okay, it's like trying to tell you what chocolate tastes like if you've never tasted it. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I experienced like I was holding my dick, three rings in my something. Don't know what the fuck it was, but it popped my brain, dude. It made me so. I made a video about it because I was so tripped out. I'm like, I gotta record this shit while it's still fresh in my brain. It's called The Roadmap to My Journey. Something like that. Journey, roadmap, location in the universe, some shit. But I talked about that because it was super heavy for me, like super deep experience, right? Anyways, that mind expansion universe thing is also a thing that I do still that enters meditation state where when you get into that zone, I can actually get into that expansion zone and have it crash down into this. I haven't ever experienced the rings again, but I can crash back down into like a secondary mode of deeper meditation. So I can go to stage 2 meditation or something with that. And the mirror thing too, to be honest with you. There is a stage 2 to that as well. There's probably stage 3 and who knows how many. But that works as well. So that was part of my getting there, right? And the next thing that I did after that meditation technique, I was laying in bed and was looking up at the ceiling with all the lights out, but there's still a little bit of light, and I was noticing how light is how I see, and I'm thinking about how light is actually what I'm seeing, and it's entering my eyeballs, going into my brain, and there's a point when it turns from light into a thought, and I was trying to find that location in my mind where light turns into experience or interpretation, or you know what I'm saying, whatever that word is. And dude, that goes into a super deep place in your mind that's like, I went in there and got a little scary again, like I did with the mirror thing, like, oh shit. It kind of felt like I was so deep in my mind that if I made a mistake, I would break something in my mind and be stuck in there, some shit. Something like that. I kind of, if I had to visualize it, it would look like me being in this little closet with all these buttons and levers that I don't know what they do, and I'm afraid to touch one. If I move too much, how did I get in here? Why am I in this little closet? Fuck, I'm going to hit a switch and something like that. Not that stressy, but felt dangerous or something, like I was really deep in my brain, and if I did something I might not be able to fix it. So I'm still working with that one. That one's super cool too. And then also sound. Did it with sound and music. And music, if you allow it, is probably the easiest way. You just have to fall into that. It's doing something already, and it's there, and we all know it. And if you do some classical music with no words, it's easiest for me, anyways, to just become the music because it's not telling you what to do. It's just sound that's letting you swim through it like water, and it becomes what you aren't within it, or something like that. I don't know. So it's more of a dimensional experience that's accessible when there's no words. It feels like it's more accessible, or more personalizable. You can more become it. Have it be becoming of you and out of you instead of having it being told to you somehow. Something like that. I don't know. For me, it works better that way. But sound, and when it turns from noise or waves into that awesome thing that makes you want to boogie, is something that I focus on too. And classical music is so involved in complex and stuff, so there's so many things to ride in it, and it's a perfect entry into a really happy, fun meditation state. So that's how I kind of got into meditation. Now, this new technique that we're talking about here, most powerful, blows everything away. You can do it all day, every day, 100% of the time. It can dig you out of the most annoying, ugly, bullshit situations, things that you just dread. Okay, this is the cure to life's bullshit. Subscribe, dude. Made me think of it. Subscribe. It's been a while. Like it. Dude, you're still watching? Fucking like it. Okay, thank you. But, so, this is the ultimate focus and meditation experience that I've had. I'm going to look at my notes again. Okay, access. This is going to the most aware and present you can ever be in your life. It's going to access to people without restriction of permission or physical contact. You'll be actually able to access other people. They say, oh, put your foot in their shoe. Put your spirit in their spirit thing. Become other people. I know, just wait. I'll explain it. It's true. And access to other people without restriction of physical contact. You can actually become other people for as long as you want and return to your own body. I know, dude, fucking crazy. What is this, dirty honey? Shut the fuck up. Subscribe. It's true, dude. Okay, bond spiritually with other people on a deeper level than anything physical that you've ever experienced. Okay, this technique and this thing, what the fuck am I talking about? Sounds crazy, I know. Amazing things often do before you understand them. And so this is something that once you understand it, it's fucking amazing, dude. So the thing that we haven't discussed is time. Time is the most important aspect of life. Is to focus on time. So time is both everything and nothing at the same time. Time is impossible, dude. It's one of these things that is and isn't at the same time. But you can harness it and you actually become it. And that's what's going to allow you to access everything else. You are time. Time doesn't exist without you. And if it does, you don't know and it doesn't affect you, so it doesn't exist. You are time. And becoming time is a powerful thing when you fuse it with experience and existence. And I'll get into what I'm talking about. It's getting all trippy and crazy. So time is something we recognize. We recognize the past, we recognize the future, and we recognize the present, right? So the past already happened. The future is going to happen with or without us, maybe. Okay, we think it is. And the present is right now. Right now. Right now. 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 Okay, you understand? It keeps going. It's always now. So, past and future are nothing. Because the present is the point of existence. Every other part of time is just a memory of the past or a thought of the future. Okay, and this is all getting trippy and sounding. But let me turn my notes to get to the next point here. Okay, so we have increments of time. Time is how we recognize stuff. What was I saying there? Okay, past and the future is nothing without the present. The present is where we experience everything. Okay, so we have increments of time. First of all, we break up time. We've got centuries. It's 100 years. We got decades. That's 10 years. We got years. That's a year. Months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, fucking nanoseconds, whatever. You can break it down into a freaking as many zeros as you want. Second, okay? Super little seconds. And then we can go for eternity in the lengthwise. A century, and then I don't know what 1,000 years is. And a million years and whatever. Okay, so it goes on forever in both directions. And those are things that we use to identify or remember or project on things that have happened or will happen or we're planning on happening in the future, or down to the second of what's happening right now in the present, which is actually what just happened a second ago by the time you recognize it. But we use those things to kind of identify with time and understand ourselves within time as a road or a map of our existence. So time is everything, dude. It's super fucking important. Without it, you'd just be like this, what the fuck? When was that? When do I have to do that? How long ago? Like, it would be insanity. You have to have something to pay attention to with that. It's you. Like, you can't escape it. And at the same time, you can't find it. So it's impossible. But it's really important because of that impossibleness and the easy access to it if you know how to. And so, broken down into dates and categories, century, decades, nanoseconds, whatever. Okay, so the past is something we already experienced and only have a memory of. If we choose to remember something, we can dig it up and think about it and enjoy it and feel happy about what happened, or be saddened by it or depressed by it if it's something that's not happy and we're thinking about what happened yesterday or 10 years ago, whatever. And so the past is something we already experienced. We only have a memory of it. If we choose to remember something, we can dig it up and think about it and enjoy it and feel happy or saddened by it or depressed by it, depending on what it is that we're thinking about. And so the other thing that we can do is we have the future. We can also think about the future. So the future is always something that we can't reach. It's something that we can only think about it and be excited about what's gonna happen, we hope, or have a happy anticipation of something happening, like, oh, I can't wait till tomorrow or whatever that's going to happen. It's going to be so awesome, and so it's making me happy, right? You're thinking about something that's making you happy in the future that you're hoping or anticipating to happen. Or you could be worrying about something or stressing over something that you're anticipating happening. Like, oh, that test I got to take tomorrow, or oh man, I got a surgery, or I don't want to deal with this bull crap I have to, whatever it is. Something that you don't want to do, and you can stress over that thing. Depending on what it is, something in the future can either, you can think about it and it's something happy, or you think about it and something not happy and stressful. So the thing is about that is If we're thinking about the past or we're thinking about the future, we're actually thinking about it and doing it and experiencing it in the present. And so that's important. It's very important. We're always in the present, and the past is only a memory. We can think about it in the present, and the future is only a thought we can wonder about. But everything is only physically possible to experience in the present. So the next question is, how long is the present? And that's a very important, it's like the most important question. How long is my happiness? If the happiness is only happening in the present, how long is it, right? Same thing with unhappiness. So how long the present is super important. When we think about the present, it's easy to fool yourself into thinking it's more than an unfathomably short period of time. It is infinitely short. When we think of infinity, most of us think of never-ending expansion or length or distance or numbers that go forever. But at least for me, I tend to imagine something large when I think of infinity. But infinity also goes down to the small side, and the present is infinitely short. It's impossibly short. There is no measurement that can contain the present. I call this the atom slice of time. The smallest thing that science knows about is an atom, or the little particles in it. I don't know exactly how that works, okay? But I'm going to say an atom is the smallest thing. The present is an atom slice of time. Okay, the present is an atom slice of time. It's so fucking small, it's immeasurable. It doesn't even actually ever exist. It stops before it starts. It starts before it stops. It's like there's nothing that small. And so this is super important. Why is this so important that it's that small? Why is this the most important information you will ever receive as a human being? It's that important. Subscribe. Please. And this is super duper important, okay? So why is this important? Back to mind focus and meditation techniques I was speaking of in the beginning of this conversation. Okay, the most recent technique and the most amazing experience anyone on earth can is a combination of a few, most amazing experience any human can have, I'm reading my notes and not saying them all, is a combination of a few things. And so these steps are super simple and can be done anywhere, anytime, for however long you want. Alright? And this is true, dude. I'm not making this shit up. You think I'm just sitting here talking about this? It's fucking true, dude. Trust me. It works. And it's as powerful as I say it is. So the first thing we need to focus on and understand that you only exist in the present. We're not in the past. We're not in the future. We're in the present. Know that. You have to understand that. This is extremely important. So we need to have a real understanding, a real self-understanding that we exist only in the present. We do not live in the past. Okay, I just did that. You didn't know I was going to do it. Right? I'm not doing it right now. Am I going to do it again? Maybe. You don't know. You can anticipate me maybe doing it again, but we won't know until it's in the present. And we can't have what I already did happen in the present without, or you just can't. You can't. I already did it. It's in the past now. We can only think about what I did and how it maybe startled us, irritated us, or we thought it was funny or something else. And we can only think about how I might do it again and it might have that same feeling on us again. But it either will happen or it won't. And when it does or doesn't, it's in the present. That's super important. Sounds dumb, but it's the most important thing you're ever going to understand. Time is everything and nothing at the same time. So because it's everything, you should pay attention to it. And this is what we're going to be doing. So this technique involves a few steps. First, you need to focus on the fact that we exist in the present. Past and future are only in your mind. The present is the atom slice of time you're having right now, or now. Okay, it keeps going. And that's how life works. Life is that keep going, which we call time and define as the present, or our experience that's happening now in the present, where we're thinking about the past or the future or doing something right now, which is what we're going to talk about. What should we do right now? Since we can only react to what happens in life, and since it only happens for the atom slice of time we exist in, known as the present, if you focus on that fact and feel the experience of time, an atom at a time, an atom slice at a time, you'll start to feel a connection or responsibility or an ability to feel how you want in the atom slice of time known as the present. And I'll explain that a little bit more as to how it's done and what it means. But I got to turn to the next page of Noisy Notes. Okay. So we cannot predict the future. We don't know what's going to happen. Just like when whatever I did. Okay, you didn't see it coming. You didn't see it coming that time either. Okay, and it's not happening again. It just happened. You're thinking about it still. All right, that's how it works. But we're still in this atom slice that keeps going. So we can't predict the future. We cannot make the future. We can act in the present, but can't make the future unless it's our action that we do in the present, which was the future at some point in time, but it didn't exist until it was the present. So the future is just a thought. It's nothing until you do it. So we cannot make the future. We cannot guarantee the future. We just assume it. We can only experience what will happen when it becomes the present. And that's something you can't get away from. You're gonna experience whatever the fuck you experience. In the present is when it's gonna happen. How long's that? An atom slice of time. Super fucking short. It's easy to be fooled into, thinking that the present is this whole conversation that we're having, or an entire song that you're listening to, or even a portion of it. And you think that that's the present, and we kind of feel like the present involves all these things around us and everything we can see and experience for this little group of time that I say a whole sentence. That's not true. The present doesn't even fit one vibration into it. Not even a portion of a vibration that's measurable fits into the present atom slice of time. Nothing can exist in the present, but everything does. The fuck, dude? That's some important shit. That is the whatever the fuck is the most confusing thing in the world, dude. And it's also super easy because it's everything and nothing. So we can control it. Watch this. So we can't predict the future, we cannot make the future, we cannot guarantee the future, we can only experience what will happen when it becomes the present atom slice of time. For that atom slice of time, you will have the opportunity to experience what you want to experience, if you know how. So I can't make you happy by giving you a cup of happiness. I can't make you mad by giving you a cup of madness. I could punch you in the face or do something that would make you, that might cause, that, okay, so I could do something that will present you with an opportunity to make a choice how to react to it that may most commonly be reacted to in an unhappy or violent type of way. But that's your choice. It's not something I made you do. Because if I could make you do something, I could do whatever I want to you and make you like it. You like it or you don't. Not me. That's true with everything. All the feelings you have are in you, and you pull them up when you think they're the right card to play in the game of life. And we're going to learn how to pull up whatever the fuck card you want, whenever you want. And see other people's cards. Subscribe. I always think about that now. So, I can't make you happy. I can't make you mad. I can't make you sad. I can't make you feel anything that you don't allow yourself to feel. I can only do things that you will then have the opportunity to react to how you want or how you are accustomed to, because we fall into a groove in life, and that's just how we act, and that becomes our personality. But that doesn't mean that's how you have to do it. And it doesn't mean I made you do nothing, because the outcome would typically be this in a situation when someone does that to you. It's still your choice. As I just said again, I'm redundant, I know. So I can only do things to give you opportunity to how you want to act. You're responsible for your peace and happiness or sadness and stress or anger or whatever. Okay, and the thing is that when you have that reaction, it will last for as long as you allow it to, and then it will go away, and you'll be back to whatever you want yourself to be feeling again, because that's where you were before that. That's where you always are, where you want to be. You know when your actions are acted that the action will have a reaction in somebody else, and that reaction is known by you ahead of time. And that's going to cause a feeling that you know ahead of time. And that's what you wanted out of that. So you know you have control over that in a semi-conscious way. This is going to give you a full conscious control over having access to those feelings, whatever you want, whenever you want, for however long you want. And when you get good at it, you can get into other people's as well. So, if you think someone else can make you happy or mad or whatever you don't like to feel, do you also believe that you can make yourself feel those same feelings and happy ones as well? So if you believe that the other people can make you happy, do you also believe that you can make you happy? That's what I was trying to say there. Have you ever tried? I already know you can make yourself happy. You can make yourself feel whatever you want for an atom slice of time if you try. I don't think you've ever tried. If you focus on that atom slice of time and try to make yourself feel happy just for a slice, you will feel happy. You have access to that. So realizing this to your core, it will give you peace and happiness, because you will then have control of your feelings, which is what life is, an experience in feeling. But when we enlarge the time slice known as the present, it appears to be more difficult to control and make it what you want. Because when you feel like the present is this big thing, it's bigger to change. And I have to go through all these other future things that I'm thinking about happening when they get here in order for me to achieve that happiness that I'm going to get at the end of that. Not true. You can make the happiness right now. You have that opportunity. If you try, you can do it. Give it a shot. Right this split atom slice of time second. Focus on it and try and find yourself in happiness. It might be difficult to do while you're staring at my ugly mug. When you have free time, do this. It works. Know yourself. And realizing this to the core will give you peace and happiness and inner control your life and experience and feeling. Okay, yeah. So when it's a big slice of time, it's harder to control. When it's an atom slice of time, it's super simple. You have access to that. Once you start feeling out that atom slice and get comfortable accessing something in the atom slice of time, it's much easier to roll it into 2 atom slices of time, and so on. Next thing you know, you're happy for an hour and a day and a year. Do it. It works. It's peace, actually. You're at peace. And then you're just happy, because when you're in peace, you're happy. That's what comes out of peace. And so when you realize that your entire existence is only an atom slice of time at a time, it's much easier to control the present time feeling, which is what we want, a feeling out of every present time. And what do we want? A happy one, or a good one. So give it to yourself. It's yours. It's in your bucket in here. Dump it on yourself. You just got to notice that, find it, get good at finding it. So, your entire existence, atom slice at a time. Once you do this, you'll unlock the ability to feel how you want to feel whenever you want to feel it. So, if I do something to purposely make you happy or excited, but you felt anxious or worried instead, I did not make you feel that. In this example, I could be any situation in your life. You're responsible for how you feel at any atom slice of time. I might have come to you trying to make you happy and failed, and all it did was make you anxious because you thought about something you were anxious about, and I didn't realize you were anxious. I had a good intention, and you felt something else. So I didn't make you feel something. You felt it. And that's the same thing when life hands you a situation. You feel whatever you want out of that. The situation didn't make you feel that, and it might not even be trying to. It might be trying to make you feel good. But you're feeling what you want to feel, believe it or not. So, in this example, it could be any. Okay, so try to focus on right now and feel time as it passes through you. Okay? This is easier said than done, but if you really have peace, quiet, and focus time, you can do it. Notice how you feel every atom slice of time. Defining the atom slice of time is important. Feeling how short the present really is important. Do something like that and then notice how it's gone. It's not happening. It's so quick, and everything changes on that dime. And you're the driver. It's your mind. It's your experience. You're the one in control of it. Be happy. So try to focus on the right now time. Feeling every atom slice of time as it goes. And you'll start to be able to control your feelings like a radio station on the radio in your car. Simple as pushing the preset button on your radio station to your favorite radio station, 91.5 FM. On the radio, or KUSC.org on the internet. It's that easy to locate your feeling of happiness once you know the station's number. It's that easy. Some situations might make it more difficult to realize how easy it is, but it is that easy. And you can make it through those atom slices till things settle and feel better and have a more understanding of the situation that's happening that's making you want to feel something that you don't want to feel, or causing it to be difficult to feel what you want to feel instead of something else. So if you focus on that, okay, this takes some practice. The key is believing in yourself as the driver of the vehicle known as your mind. You have to believe that you're in control of yourself, because you are. You have to understand that the present is what we live in. Focusing on the atom slice of time known as the present, making yourself feel whatever you want, then driving that vehicle with whatever feeling you want for as far as you want is good. And it's possible. So, an easy way to start this mindset is to sit down with somebody you love or your best friend and focus on the atom slice of time that you're spending with them and how it feels every atom slice of time as it passes through, how you're feeling when you're spending this time with the person that you love. Focus on every atom slice of time and really, really feel the moment pass through you so closely that you can feel every and enjoy every atom slice of time as it rolls into the next one. You'll realize that what you're feeling is time passing through you, and it's playing like a song or something out of you, which is interpreted in feelings that you're having. It's the ability, and you'll have the ability to control how you feel during that moment when you realize what you're feeling and where it's coming from and how it's feeling while you're feeling it. It'll be much easier to access that moment in time and feel the time pass through you as part of you, because it is you. You are it. And you're everything and nothing at the same time. Life or time goes in eternity for the future, eternity to the past, but only exists in the present. It's only experienceable in the present. And that is such a short period of time, and you're the one in control of it, that it makes it very manageable to stay in an atom slice of time that's peaceful for you and others around you, which grows your peace. The more you do this, the easier it will become, and the better you'll get at it. It's like riding a bike. So the next step, or the next level, is accessing other people, because once you get comfortable with accessing your own atom slice of time known as the present, and recognizing yourself as time passing through your experience or interpretation, or through your mind, which creates that experience or the understanding of an interpretation of the experience. Once you locate that in your mind and you can feel it, it feels so good, man. I burst into laughter. It's giggle time or something. It is magical. Dude, this is the most amazing experience in life you've ever had, even though you may have not had it yet. If you do this, you will have the most amazing experience you've ever had. Almost as amazing as the next level that I'm going to explain now. which is entering other people's experience. So, excuse me. So, once you become comfortable focusing on the atom slice of time and are in responsible control of your peace of mind, happiness, and feelings in general, you're now ready for the next level of time, focus, and recognition, becoming someone else. What the fuck? I know. Subscribe. Yes, you can become someone else on the atom slice of time level. You're not going to physically become this person and start slapping them or whatever. Okay? You can't make them take their clothes off and run down the street. Okay? Nothing like that. But when you're with somebody, the perfect time to do this is when you're with that person that you love so much, that you were with a minute ago in the example. When you're with someone that you love, your best friend or somebody that's as close to you as you get, focus on your atom slice of time and recognize it and how it feels in that atom slice of time with that person. Once you have entered the atom time slice meditative state or whatever, you can now focus on your loved one and try to feel their atom time slice and experience what they must be feeling in their atom time slice of presence. Those exact moments that you're feeling what you're feeling, the chances are that they're feeling something very similar. And when you put yourself in their spirit and try to experience what they must be feeling, or what you assume that they must be feeling, you'll find that you can feel those things and you can experience that feeling of enjoying you through them and know what you feel like to somebody else and enjoy and experience their experience while you're experiencing yours. It's a different level than you may have anticipated it being when I mentioned becoming someone else, but it's what it feels like. And it works best. I haven't succeeded to do it with anyone but my very close loved ones, because the mutual feeling of that love that we're having, or whatever that feeling of that we're experiencing, being so closely related and from the same source of appreciation that we're having in that atom time slice, what we're sharing in close proximity and because of each other, makes it easy to access their atom time slice of present experience and really feel it. It's fucking amazing, dude. And yes, it's true. And yes, you can do it. And probably you can do it with anybody on earth if you become some sort of badass at this shit, which I plan on doing. And I'll be back with some news on that when it happens. But the level of connection you'll have with your loved one at this state is beyond anything you have ever experienced. You'll become them at a spiritual dimension level or something. I know this sounds difficult to believe. So did space travel at some point. But it's true, dude. I don't know if space travel is, but we think it is for the most part of us. And so if you achieve this, it will only happen in the atom slice of time focused meditative state. It will not happen in the future. It will not happen in the past. It will only happen while it's happening in the atom slice of time present, or it won't happen at all. So if you believe in yourself, you will be able to find this connection between you and others of like spirit. Not sure if it's possible to do it with everyone. It may only work with people who have a similar spirit type, and I don't know what that even means, but it feels like it means something once I'm in there. And so I just don't know if, birds of a feather type of thing has to happen or something like that. But the bottom line is that the most important thing in your entire life is focus in the time known as the present, or the atom slice of time, doing something. Because when you're focused and in active engagement focus, doing something in the present, you're not thinking about the past, you're not worrying about the future, you're only making yourself a better something. You're benefiting your future existence in some way, shape, or form by focusing during the present. That is the lesson of the day, if there is one. The benefit of it is everything that we talked about. And the climax or whatever at this point to me of it is the recognition of the impossibly non-existent short period of time that we exist in, that can't even exist but also exists for eternity. So time equals life. Okay, so focus on the present atom slice is the key to long, happy, healthy, peaceful life. It's the most valuable use of time, which is you, which is life. Or which is life, which is you. I don't know how that goes. But focusing is the most important thing that you can do. What you focus on is up to you. And the reason you're doing it is for what you're going to benefit out of, and that's where it all comes down to enjoyment. You're doing something, you're focusing on something you enjoy. That's probably the peak of peaks, because you get to enjoy it while you're doing it. It's not a stress, and you're going to gain a benefit out of it at the end. That's why I think that this atom slice of time focus is the God of focus. It may even be God. The point where all those things meet: time, feeling, emotion, experience, and interpretation all connect into this little thing called God, maybe. But subscribe to the channel. Be nice. 91.5 FM on the radio, KUSC.org on the internet plays the best music on the planet, and that can be used as a perfect focus on a chunk of time that was recorded into that and played back that chunk of time that it was created in, or something like that. Anyways, watch the other videos, subscribe to the channel, please, tell a friend, please, and be nice, please. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.